Hola, my lovelies. It's me, author Alexandria Infante, coming to you with a new review. So, tonight's review is sort of like it's like Fae, Game of Thrones, all of that kind of stuff thrown into one. But before we get into our review tonight, I totally forgot. Thanks, Dina Cox, for reminding me. I totally forgot that I forgot to announce the $50 gift card winner. Now, these are picked at random, like from people who comment on the page, and hopefully you guys don't get upset, but it's not to the authors, because we want to establish readers, and so we want to, like, we're not trying to bribe them, but it's more fun for them, because basically then they get to take that $50 gift card and they get to go and buy all of your awesome books. So it's only open to readers. I probably should say that every time I announce a gift card announcement. Yeah, so it's only going to be open to readers, not authors. So even me, Jen, none of us can win it either. It's only for the readers. So basically, what it is we don't gift the gift card ourselves, but we can have like sponsors who will sponsor a gift card. Like Erica's mom sponsored this one. So basically, Miss Duquesne is offering a $50 gift card, just basically as a to have fun with, and to give readers something to be excited about besides the books. So and so that's pretty much it. But anyway, the winner of this month's, technically I was supposed to announce it on March 1st, but it totally slipped my mind until a reader actually was like, hey, what's up with that gift card? But anyway, this I'm not exactly sure what her real name is, so please contact us and let us know what your real name is. But anyway, this month's winner is a Sexy Chocolate. That's her that's her YouTube name. So I find that hysterically funny. But anyway, Sexy Chocolate, come on up in here and get your card because you won. And so it is a $50 Amazon gift card. Might be able to use that for some tissue paper. Whatever, something that's basically going to help you during this coronavirus outbreak. We also, remember, we have the free books on Book FOMO. I will post the links if I remember, because yesterday's video I was supposed to do that too, but I totally spaced. So I totally forgot. And so basically, if I remember to do it when I log off, then hopefully, I will. Jen, if you're watching this, send me a text once I upload this video and I'm done, because you know where my mind is. It will be 2 seconds after I'm done with this. I won't even remember what I was supposed to be doing. So make sure that you give me a shout out, or you send me basically a text or whatever. Also, you, the readers, if I forget, then do what Dina Cox did. You can leave a message down there and be like, what's up with them links, and then basically I'll remember that, oh crap, I said I was going to post them and I forgot. So yeah, sometimes my mind, it comes and it goes. Especially if I'm doing like 5 million things at once, because I've got books. I got a deadline for books, and then we just revamped the newsletter for the Poison Pen Creations book. Basically, our banner for me, Kanisha, SK, and Lexi. We basically just revamped that. So we started the book fumble, so now we're getting like, I mean, we already had like email subscribers, but now, like, since we've been posting the free books, we're getting like insane amounts, so we have to revamp everything to 20 2020, because our newsletter is a little bit old. It's from like 2018, so we need to revamp everything, and we need to make sure that our websites are revamped. So if you guys want to check out any of our websites, mine is poisonpin.webs.com. Basically, hopefully I'll remember to say that at the end of the video, and then I can let you guys know, a little bit about us too. So basically, let me get on with this this review. So tonight's book is called, just one second. It's by author. I have to take the glasses off because I can't see. Can't see. Okay. So tonight's author is, once it loads. Okay. Voila. Okay. So tonight's author is S.J Doran, and the book is called Forgotten Fates, and it's a 2-part series. So, basically, a Forbidden Realms novel. And so, it's, I don't know exactly, let me check right quick to see exactly how many pages it is. I don't think I can, because it's not, I didn't get it through, through Kindle. So, I can't really see how many pages it is, but it says 6213. That's the end location. So I'm assuming maybe it's about, there's no real page count, maybe about 200 pages. I'm not exactly sure. Because Kindle, Kindle sucks. It doesn't give you an actual page count unless the person has like put in the pagination or whatever into the book for it to come up. And like, okay, let's see. I don't actually see page numbers on her book, so I think it only gives you a page count when you actually put the page numbers at the bottom of your page. So yeah, it's not going to give me a page count. But anyway, so okay, so let me get my notes. Let me show you once again. This is the cover. Show you once again. It's called Forgotten Fates, and it's by S.J Doran. Okay, so now, kind of like boggled tonight. Ah! Okay, so yeah. I actually found out that I had food poisoning, so yeah, I'm kind of like really not feeling today. But you know me, I want to continue to do my job. But anyway, yeah, I realized that I had food poisoning because I thought I like had a stomach virus, but my son, my 23-year-old, and we got sausage biscuits, which I probably shouldn't have been eating that anyway, because I try not to eat pork or beef. I really only eat beef because the doctor forces me, because I'm anemic. But I try not to eat anything but chicken, fish, and turkey. Those are my staples. I love them. But anyway, so I had a sausage biscuit, and basically it was like, yeah, you don't want to eat pork? Ah! And so basically, I've been sick. I've like literally stomach just jacked up for the last 5 days. And so my kids were teasing me. They were like, Mom, you have coronavirus. Basically, I was like, And so my son started feeling the same way, but he wasn't sick at the stomach because he has a rot gut stomach. So this dude eats whatever. He will eat anything, like, steak, tijo fries with like cotija, steak, cheese, all of this stuff in these french fries, and I'm just like, oh my god, I don't understand why you don't explode. But he has a really high metabolism. He's 6'3.5", and he only weighs 170 pounds. Like, I feed him the Pediasure stuff to try to get him to gain some weight, but he doesn't. But anyway, and so I thought like I, had a stomach virus, but I actually got food poisoning from these stupid sausage biscuits because he started showing the other symptoms. Not the vomiting, but the other one. And he was like, man. And then we started like, rethinking about what we ate, and we both started feeling bad the same day. So we realized it was those stupid muffins. But anyway. And so, yeah, I'm a little out of sorts. I'm so sorry. But anyway, so, okay, so, basically, Amara is like a priestess. I believe that's what she's considered, a priestess. She has magic. I'm not exactly sure if she's like part demon, because kind of like the way that her powers are going, and the fact that she is doing like more dark magic than anything else, or dark like summonings, that kind of stuff. I feel like she might be half demon, or she's just like a dark magic practicant or whatever. Okay, and so so basically the book opens with Amar. It's a prologue, and she's in like a underground like jail chamber, whatever, like a dungeon, and she's wounded, she's bleeding, and so she pretty much she's assuming that she's going to die. And so, then all of a sudden, she pretty much rattles on telling you how she got there, what the reason is. And then two people show up, and then one of them is Krasis. And Krasis, oh no, actually, his name is Cassius. I'm sorry, Krasis. I was thinking of Kratos and Demo. I'm sorry. But anyway, so his name is Cassius. That's what it is. And Cassius is a demon. He is a demon who basically wears the face of her husband, and her husband died 300 years ago in that same dungeon, and I believe it's Cassius's fault that he got killed. And so basically he gives her an ultimatum that she can either help him because he wants to overthrow his father and become demon prince, or over the 9 helms. And so he's like, you can either help me or you can die. And so basically he has this, what I call in my series, I call it the Kant, because it's a Turkish word, and it implies like a sexual, or like, well, there's no other way to say it. I'll just say sexual. It can induce sexual feelings in the opposite sex, the same sex, or just someone else, because this is what Ariana has, and she got it from Sephiroth, and Sephiroth got it from Kois, which is Stenos, in my series. Okay, so this demon can invoke this into people. And so this is pretty much what he does to her while she's wounded, and she's pretty much just jacked up, thinking like she's going to die. And then he's like, you have 2 options. You can bind with me, basically, and become my ally, or you can die. And so he gives her that choice. It's not really a choice, but those are her options. And so she decides to basically get in league with him and become, cahoots. Okay, so now then the book goes it fast forwards like a century. And so she is after what is called, okay, so got my notes. Okay, so because at first she tells him in the prologue, she tells him no, like she doesn't want to do any of that. And so basically in the end she winds up having to do it to stay alive. And so Because at first she thought he was there to kill her, but then she realizes that he's not. He wants to overthrow his father. And his father is the one who basically, I believe, that was a little bit confusing for me, but I think his father is the one who killed her husband and then hollowed out his son, which is Cassius, so he becomes like just this demon. Whatever, the husband that she loved and she wanted, or whatever. He died 300 years ago, but this demon is wearing his face. So every time she looks at him, it's like, oh my God, it's pretty much my husband, but he's dead. This is a demon. This is blah, 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 blah. And so she's trying like not to be attracted to him, especially after he does what he does with the Kant. And so, okay, so basically, so it fast forwards like a century, and now Amara wants to get what's called the sword of divine justice, because now she's actually queen. She's queen of this entire realm, and then he is actually the king, the demon king of the 9 realm, or the 9 helms. And so basically, she hasn't seen him in a century, because even though they got in cahoots, they did what they did. I'm assuming he overthrew his father. And then I'm not assuming. He overthrew his father, and then he becomes king. And so she helped in that, which was the reason why he wanted her to bind with him and become like his cohort in the first place. And so now she's found this sword, and this sword will give her dominion over everything. But the problem is she's dark. The sword is light. She can't touch the sword. The sword is like in this ancient, kind of what I like saw it as, like this ancient, what's it called? Darn it. I can't think of the name, because this book reminded me of Prince of Persia too. Dang it, I can't remember what it's called. It's on the hill. It's where a lot of the Fadai and Assassin's Creed train. I can't. Dang it! If someone out there knows it, tell me down there. Because I used it as well in one of I know I'm always like making comparisons, but it's pretty much all I know. Okay, so I'm sorry, but I used it in one of my historicals, because she's trained by the Fada, and she becomes an assassin. And the Fada, if you know, is it's where a lot of the assassins that were under the banner of the Assassin's Creed, it's where they trained, where they learned to do what they do. Hassans and Hashishin, I believe that's how they're pronounced. Basically, so it's kind of Almanac. Is it Almanac? Darn it, it's one of those. Anyway. And so that basically, this sword is in that temple. And so she can't go into this temple because of the fact that she's dark and the temple's light and it's good. And they have virgins there who are praying like around the clock to keep evil out. And so what she does is she calls up Cassius. And remember, Cassius has that thing where he's basically labeled as a sin eater. And hopefully you guys know what a sin eater is. A sin eater is basically someone who takes your sins away, and he eats them and he nourishes them and he removes them from your body. So if there's any darkness, just think about Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow. What's his face from darn it, I forget what that movie's called. And I freaking love that show too. Starts with an F. Anyway, but yeah, so that's what Henry was in Sleepy Hollow. He was a sin eater. So I'm assuming that this guy is like that. And so what he can do is this Kant thingy, he can push that into other people. So basically, she figures if she can get these virgin maidens to sin, then she'll be able to go into this holy place and retrieve this sword, and then this sword will basically give her dominion over everything. And so what she does is she summons Cassius. And when she summons him, he's kind of like a little peeved, because one, he was doing things that he was doing bad things with his friends. And then two, she basically interrupted him. And she tells him, her plans, because she wants to get this sword so she can have dominion. And so he's like, okay, that's actually a pretty good idea. But what she does is she basically runs the city over with zombies, because she has necromancy powers as well. And so he's like, how the hell are you controlling these zombies? Because it's like 800 zombies, and they're just like going through this city, just tearing it up and eating people and just all kind of stuff. And so he's like, how are you controlling that? And she's like, barely. And so she's like, can you help me? And she feels like, she's kind of pissed off because of the fact that she has to ask him for help, because one, they're not friends. She may have become his ally, but it was only because she was forced to become his ally. And so she's like, he's not my friend, and I have to remember that. He's not my husband. He may look like him, but he is nothing like her husband. So he agrees to help her. And so what he does is he goes into the temple, and, well, I can't say what he does. And anyway, and that's where I'm going to stop the book. Now this book was really good because he corrupted all them maidens, y'all. They were virgins too. And so basically this book was like a combination. It reminded me of Lord of the Rings, Lost Girl, and Prince of Persia, like all wrapped up into one. I like the detail that the author put into this book. I'm not sure if it's a he or she, because S.J could be either one. Serena James, Shelley Janae. I'm not exactly sure if this is male or female, because Jen doesn't send me that. She doesn't send me gender. She just sends me a book. And so normally I can tell whether it's male or female, because if it says, Serena, or it says Jack, then I know that's male or female. But when we get into the acronyms or, initials for names, then I really have no clue if it's male or female. So, I'm going to refer to them as the author. I'm going to be gender neutral here. I have some gender neutral children. So I'm going to be gender neutral and say the author. Now, I really like this world that the author created. You could tell they took so much time in creating and developing this world. Now, when we had the review yesterday, remember that was one of the points that I wanted the author to do, because creating your world and your universe is very, very, very important. And this is what this author did, which is the reason why I automatically saw Lord of the Rings, even some Game of Thrones up in there, Prince of Persia, and Lost Girl. It just reminded me of all of those, because this author took the time to build this world. Okay, and so I like the characters. I do like the fact that there was some in it, because a lot of times books like this, when I've read them, there isn't any, like, they allude to that, but they, please let me know if you are male or female down there in the comment box, please. But I like the fact that they actually incorporated that into the books. So all of my books are like that as well, because I feel like you can't have a relationship unless that is in there. Yeah, we could do closed bedroom. We could do, closed window, or whatever you want to call it, and do that. But I also feel like that's part of, any relationship. And I feel like that helps. That makes it seem more realistic. Like, yes, it doesn't have to be in there, because what I'm noticing on like BookFunnel and stuff like that, there are a lot of like haters out there for erotic romance. They basically, I would say a good 80% of their sales promos, their newsletter freebies, they say in bold letters, no erotica. So no erotic romance, basically. And I'm just like, oh, a bunch of prudes. Anyway. But, so I like the fact that the author incorporated that. I I like the character Cassius. I didn't read the second half of the book or the second book. It's a 2-part series, so I was only able to get through book 1, so I actually don't know how the book ends. Jen is reading it right now. I really enjoyed what I did read, because she sent me, unfortunately, the way that she did it, she sent me the first part thinking like that was the entire book. And then today, after I finished reading, I realized, oh crap, there's a second part. And so when I said, look, Trick, and she just basically started dying laughing. She was like, oh crap, yeah, there is a second part to the book. So I was only able to read the first part. And so what I read of the first part of this book, I really enjoyed and I really liked. And if I had to star this, I would star them, because I don't know what your gender is. I would star them a 4 stars because the book was engrossing. It kept you on the edge of your seat. You could literally visually see this stuff. And see, that's what I really love, when an author can show you, not just tell you, but it actually make you use your imagination to see the world that they're writing about. It's something that I try my darndest to do, and I so far I have been able to do it. And so I like the fact that this author showed me. They didn't just tell me a story, they showed me a story. And so if I had to give this book, I would star it a 4 stars, and I would tell them that they did an awesome job. I don't know if you're male or female, so I'm just going to keep saying them or they. And that's pretty much it. You guys need to go out and get this book. I'm assuming it's at Amazon. At least I'm hoping, because this is an awesome book. I love, when it comes to like Game of Thrones, when it comes to Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, anything that has to do with Fae, because I read a Fae series myself. Yeah, I'm pumping myself right now. I read a Fae series myself, a light fairy tale. It's not as intricate as this one, because this one has to do with realms, and that's why I said it reminded me of Lord of the Rings, with a combination of Prince of Persia and Lost Girl. And so basically, you guys really need to go out there and pick up this book. So once again, here is the cover, and it's called Forgotten Fate, and this is part 1. I'm assuming that both parts are in the book, or maybe it's a book 1 and a book 2, because it says part 1. So I'm assuming that maybe it's 2 novels. So basically, when we do a review, we like to, yes. So basically, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, so I'm thinking it's more of, even though it says part 1, I'm thinking it's more of a book 1, book 2. So the second book is basically the same title, and it just says part 2. So basically, I want you guys to go out and pick up this book. I'm not exactly sure what the price is, because when our authors send us books, they usually don't put any of the pricing or the links. It would be really nice if you guys did do that. When you send in your submissions, link your book as well as the price. And so that way I can tell the readers everything that they need to know. I don't have to like guess like right now. And like R. I can tell you every book that R. has written is either, it's from 99 cents to $3.99. No books go over that. SK, her books are $3.99 and $4.99. Kanisha Knowles, her books range from $3.99 to $5.99. So depending on what the word count is, or page count is, most authors will gauge that between that. Now my books are anywhere from $2.99 to $6.99, because I am not a Kindle Select author. I don't. So what happens is, if you're not, Amazon is so janky and just mother. If you're not a Kindle Select author, then what they do is they give you the lowest priced for your book. So whereas if you're in their Kindle Select, then you get 70% of your royalties, but then the stipulation is you can't sell your book anywhere else. You can only sell it through Amazon, and I just kind of feel like that's really cheesy as you know what. And so I'm not a Kindle Select author. And another thing that I really, really do not like is the Kindle Unlimited, because I kind of feel like it cheats authors, but hey, that's for another day. You can find my opinions on those on my own channel, not this one. Because I can't be saying that stuff over here. But if you want to really know what I think, pop over to my channel. Over there, I don't mince words, because I don't have to be a PG channel, because that is not, I'm not trying to get my channel over there recognized by Facebook. By YouTube. I just do what I want over there. And so basically, so I'm not exactly sure how much the book is. So you guys can check that out. I really hate to have to say that. I usually know the price for the books that I download myself, but this one I'm not exactly sure. But I'm assuming it's anywhere from $2.99 to $5.99. So that's usually the Kindle price. I don't know the actual links for it, but I'm pretty sure you can find it on Amazon. So there we go once again. It's called Forbidden Fates, and this is part 1 or book 1. I'm going to assume that it is. And that's pretty much it. I really enjoyed this book, and I give this author a 4 stars for this book, because it just had me all up in it, y'all. Okay, now tomorrow our author is, just a second. Remember, I told you guys that I was going to actually do another review tomorrow because of the fact that we skipped that day. So I'm going to actually read one. So tomorrow we are going to read Lily. Just one second. I believe this is a YA, so Jen will probably be reading this. It's called Lily. Can you guys see that? That's a really pretty cover. And it's book 1, and it's by Tia Rain, I believe it is. Tia Rain. Tia Rain. If anyone knows, let me know. If this is a YA, then we will more than likely push this to Sunday, because I just saw here that it said the character was 15. So, actually, we're going to, I'm so sorry. No, that says 15 years earlier. Okay, never mind. My bad. So, but if this is a YA, because she looks kind of young, but then again, she could be in her 20s. So, she kind of looks like me, huh? Okay, so that's about kind of what I looked like when I was young. I'll have to show you guys a picture of me when I was young. So the book is called Lily. If this is a YA, then we are going to push it to Sunday. If it is not, this is who we will be reviewing tomorrow, Saturday. And then on Sunday, if this isn't a YA, on Sunday we will be reviewing, just one second. Darn it, where is it? I know, it's here. Sorry. You guys know I'm getting old. I'm forever. You would think that I would think of doing this before I actually get on here. But sometimes it's funny because I know you guys are just out there talking trash like, oh, she old. Okay, and then on Sunday, if that one isn't a YA that we just did, Lily, if that isn't a YA, then on Sunday we will be reading Noelle Marie's Bitten. And I really freaking love this cover. Look at that. That is so nice. I believe she is in the eyes, oh my god, I believe she is a I believe she is a Amazon author. I believe so. I hope so, because I really want to read this. I may actually read this book myself. Depends. If it's like boy, girl, that kind of stuff, then I won't. I will not. I will not. Anyway, let's see. It'll usually say, yes, I believe she is. And it says 13 and up. So that means that there should be no sexual stuff in here. Because it says 13 and up. So if it wasn't, then she couldn't put 13 and up. So I may actually read this book myself. I think I will. I really love this cover. She did an awesome job. Or her graphics design person did an amazing job with this. This is just like, it just sticks out so bad. I'm not sure if I would have used the title Bitten, because if you type in Bitten, there are way too many shows and books with that title. But hey, she has 200 and something reviews, so Sister Girl is doing good regardless. And once again, that is who we will be reading on Sunday if the book by Taya Rain Lily isn't a YA. If it is a normal, or an NYA, because an NYA, some NYAs we can read on normal days, because depending on the genre, or the NYA is one of those things that they're still considered a kid in many respects, but they're also an adult. It's like my daughter, and I totally forgot to tell you guys this. She just turned 18 on Tuesday. I feel, y'all, I'm serious. I was looking at those baby pictures. I was like, good Lord. And then she goes off to college this fall. So far, she's got into Northwestern. She got into New Hampshire. She got into NYU. She got into a bunch of them, but the problem is that they all the freaking schools are doing online. So I'm like, damn, I can't get rid of her. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. But so yeah, so basically it was her birthday, and so I like that. But the whole point is that some NYA will go from 17 and a half to 24. Like SK starts hers out as YA. Like, just to give you an example, SK's book Chosen by Two. The whole issue is 2 boys, 1 kingdom. That's like the little tagline that she does. And what it is the main character finds out that she is actually half fae and half witch. But for 18 years she thought she was a normal kid. Like, there was not, her parents put her in a magical school. She didn't have any magic. She's like, what the hell? Was my butt supposed to charge in this seat and hopefully I glean some magic? So anyway, so basically, Tobella, that character, I read it. I thought it was cute. Now, I will not read the second one. No offense, SK. I love you, girl. But I won't read the second one, because the second one basically... But then again, I might. I just thought about that. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm sorry, I got thrown off track for a second. Tobella is 17 and a half. And then a week into the book, she turns 18, because that was the whole point. She's pissed off because she thinks her parents forgot her birthday. That's one of the reasons. And then she had to move from Boston to California. So she's even more mad about that, because now she can't even spend her birthday with her friends. So she's got all these things that she's pissed off at her parents about. And then to top it off, she finds out that she's half fae, she's half witch. So she's even more pissed off at them. And then she finds out that she is to reign these 152 clans, fae clans. Because it's fae, it's like they're half fae, half warlock of some sort. So either they're like African priestesses and then Celtic fae, or they're South African priestess, which would be white, South African priestess, and then Gaelic fae, something like that, Irish fae. It doesn't matter. They're all. It's pretty much or they could be Afro-Latina priestesses, Catalonian witches, and then they would basically be with whatever. And so she is basically going to be queen of all of these people because her parents didn't tell her that they were actually king and queen. And they've been hiding out for the last 18 years. So anyway, so it starts out as a YA, but then it goes over into a NYA because Tobella turns 21. It skips 18 to 21 because at the end of the book, what happens at the end of the book with the two boys basically takes that into the adult realm or the NYA realm. So that book, Lily, I said all of that to come back to the fact that Lily by Tia Rain might actually be an NYA because the character kind of looks like a kid, but then she doesn't. She could be like 20, 21. And so that would take it into the NYA realm. It's like they're still of a child's mentality sometimes, but they're still not completely, in our sphere. So that's pretty much it. And so that's it for this review tonight after I went on this freaking tangent. Basically, I will put the book links down there. We are all doing a book. We're all doing some book FOMO freebies because of the fact that people are quarantined, like here in California. They're even spouting a curfew, and I don't even know what's up with that. Because what if I wanted some nachos at 12 o'clock? I shouldn't be eating them. I've actually lost some weight since I've been sick because I haven't been able to eat anything. So we're doing the book FOMO. And you will basically, I'll put the links down there. Jen, text me in like 5 minutes and remind me. I'll put the links down there so you guys, if you want to go over and check out those free books, you can. And then remember, send in your submissions. If you have not sent in a submission, or you know someone who would like to have their book submitted here, please recommend them and tell them they can send all their submissions to multiculturalromancelatina@gmail.com. The only things that we don't review is street lit, which is like, that sort of hustle and flow. Excuse me, because we don't really have anyone who wants to read that. And then no Christian romance literature at all. And then excuse me. And then no nonfiction. We don't do nonfiction. Self-help, that kind of stuff, we don't do that. And that's pretty much it. And also, if you would like to check out our work, you can find me at www.poisonpin.webs.com. Also, sorry about that. So now you can find me at, like I said, poisonpin.webs.com, aliinfante.webs.com, contemporarylove.webs.com, and then afairytalewish.webs.com. And then you can find Arlie at arlieparker.webs.com, Kanisha Knowles at kanishaknowles.webs.com, and then SK Blue as SK Blue BLEU.webs.com. And that's where you can find audibles. Now, please don't forget to subscribe. Click that little button down there so every time that we upload a new video, you will get it. And subscribe. We need you. We're trying to get that 1,000. So come on, send your family, your friends, everybody over here. So I'm sorry, I'm always saying Facebook. So YouTube will recognize our channel and treat us legitly. Come on, guys. Click that subscribe button. And thanks so much for watching. And I will see you guys tomorrow with a new review.